Hey guys, Crazypostman here. Well, you joined me here at my mom and dad's house. If you saw the last video of my unboxing and setup of the Terramow V1000, that just blew over. I told y'all I was going to give it a more difficult job. The Terramow S1200 has lived at my house and has had an easy life. Well, I'm going to put the Terramow V1000 over here at my mom and dad's house, and we're going to put it to the torture test. Now, I'm not going to oversize it because there is 3 acres here, so that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to confine it to its capabilities, 1,000 square meters. But this yard has many more obstacles, and I'm going to have to put virtual fences all over the place so it doesn't escape, because it's just wide open out here. There is no fences to restrain the Terramow. Now, I have had the Luba living out here for the last 3 years, keeping things under control. I have 2 Lubas. I have Lubai. So one of them is going to get to be retired to the storage building, and the other one is going to stay so that the rest of the yard can get mowed, because little Terra here can't do it all. But we are going to give the Terramow a run for its money. There are some areas here that's going to give it trouble. Like there's big bare patches of grass like here, and over here they're just replanting some, so we may have to put mow boxes along with our virtual fences just to get everything working good. But let's go ahead and get this thing set up. The first thing I'm going to have to do is I would like to put the Terramow right here where the Luba is, but I'm not sure the cord is as long. The plug-in is over there on the other side of that back door. So I don't think Terramow's cord is that long. I may have to run an extension cord or put it in another location. Not sure yet. We'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. So first I'm going to get Luba out of the way. The easiest way to get Luba out of the way for the next few hours is to send it out on a task. Look how dirty poor Luba is. Certainly needs to be cleaned off, but I sent it way back there to the backyard. It's going to do some mowing back there for the next few hours, so it'll be out of the way, but it's going to find out that its home has moved when it comes back. I just pulled this up off the ground. There was tons of ants down here underneath it, and then a giant hole that I'm pretty concerned about. I got the other charger out and hopefully all the ants killed. I didn't have any ant spray, but I had flying insect spray, and I think it didn't kill them instantly, but I think they're eventually dying. That's the best I can do. So now the first dilemma is, do I want to put it at an angle like the other one was? Or do I want to put it at a straight angle? Because that's how Terramow decides your 0 degrees, is the charger. So if I kind of put it cockeyed, it really doesn't matter because you can adjust it anyway. I just wonder if it would make my life easier instead of putting it at an angle if I put it like straight like that. I don't know. It's too late for, oh, you can see Luba way out there in the background. I don't know, this camera doesn't have a zoom in it, so y'all might not can see that. I don't know, guys. If I centered it on this little gate, this is a little fake gate. It used to be a gate. The fence used to go all the way, but there was a big flood here a few years ago and completely wiped out all the fences. Wiped out everything, actually. It was about halfway up on the house, at least. Does it look weird if it's straight? I don't think it looks weird if it's straight. May have to trim off a little bit of mom's flower there. We can get rid of the welcome mat since there won't be an aggressive turn. So let's see what happens when we introduce the V1000 to this new charging station. that's not connected with the map that it has in its memory. So I'm pretty sure it knows it's in a different base station right now because the map disappeared on the phone. So what we're going to do now is we're going to map the front part of this backyard. We're going to cut off about at the fence here. We're going to make a virtual fence on this side of all this stuff here. And about where that dirt patch is, we're going to make another virtual fence and then go this way. And it's going to cut all this area about where that yellow lawnmower is. I'm going to make another virtual fence and go this way with it. And we'll see how much back in that area that it can cut. But for right now, I think I'm going to cut it off like right here. Let's get started. This is probably going to take a while to map. So it's doing a very good job. I forgot to hit the record button on the camera, so we missed the first swipe. I literally didn't even have to put in a virtual fence out here where I wanted to, or where I thought I would need to, because the grass got taller and it saw it as a physical barrier. So that worked out perfectly. It seems to be working in that direction. So I probably won't have to do a virtual fence for a long time. We'll just let it keep going that way. And I will put this in time lapse, and I'll come back to you whenever we have to do a virtual fence or something. Here in a second, you're going to see me have to pause the mapping because Terra escapes out the north end of the barrier here. So what I end up doing here is pausing the mapping. Once it gets back into the main area, I went ahead and let it finish what it was doing and turn around. But when it went back into the main area, I put a virtual fence in behind it, so it couldn't go back over there and do that again. You probably just saw on the screen recording, I had to pause it and put in some virtual fences because it did decide to escape. And I went ahead and proactively put a virtual fence in for over here. I just kind of guessed at where its location would be. I may have to adjust that as it's mapping. Apologies for the video time lapse and the mapping time lapse not staying quite in sync. So you can see me pausing it here occasionally and adding a virtual fence. Also, I have to add these blue boxes, which are grass cutting zones. The reason I have to add these blue boxes is because the grass quality is so poor and there's a lot of dirt showing through. When that happens, it causes the Terramow to stop and go in a whole bunch of circles instead of making nice rows. So if you have a poor lawn, it behooves you to add these little blue boxes. That way everything goes quicker. I also found that with such a large area, it's difficult to get the virtual boundary in the correct place. As you're about to see, I thought I had a virtual boundary here. I went inside to eat some Firehouse subs, and it seems like it's gotten stuck out here. Were you getting into Mimi's Vinca? Digged in quite a big hole here. It's got Vinca wrapped around its tires. I'm trying to...
Locating. Location successful. Resuming mapping.
Trying to step on it. There we go. Get out of there. All right. I'm gonna try to let it continue on. So we'll go ahead and let this screen recording play out in fast forward here. It's going to end up taking over 90 minutes to map this like 5,300 square foot area. So that is significantly longer than what it would have taken me to map if I was doing it manually with like the Luba. But I would say it only needed maybe 10 or 15 minutes of my active attention. So now we're going to have to deal with this guy. He's coming in after finishing a double cut out there. I had him go twice. I have a lot going on at the same time. We got the Terra just right there doing something. And Luba, I'm going to have to take over control once it gets up here. Take over control here, manual control. And we're going to send this guy to the front yard. We got the other Luba kind of sitting here out of the way. This guy is going to get this guy's charger. There we go. And I got relocate charging station here on the screen. Confirm. And it got back home. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So the last 5 minutes I've been talking to a camera that wasn't recording. But it just backed into the charger, and it's saving the map currently in the app, so I think everything went good. Processing data. You can see 5,300 square feet and 95 minutes to map it. I wasn't recording again. I went ahead and told it to start mowing. Now it's 5:02, so it's not going to finish this, no way. But we're going to let it start so it'll mow and it will finish tomorrow. You can see its tiny little cutting path. And there it goes back. You can see it's one little stripe. Now it has two little stripes. Yeah, there's no way it's going to finish today, but we're going to go ahead and start it, and it'll mow until probably about 6:30, and then it'll say it's too close to sunset, and it'll go home, and it'll start again tomorrow. Well, it's been going for a while, and this is where we're at. It did miss a little line here, but it shows it's missed on the map, so it's going to come back and get it later. One thing I noticed is with the motion mowers... Ooh, there's a big bee. Go away. Go away, big bee. One thing I've noticed with the motion mowers, if you log into one app, it logs you out of the other app. But I've found that you can be logged into this app at the same time. I get notifications on both phones, but I've never tried to log in to the mower at the same time, so I'm going to try it. Yeah, it works. So you can share the app between people, and you can see the app going on both phones at the same time. See what happens if I pause it on one phone and resume it on the other. Yeah, you have direct control from both phones. I don't really think that's a problem, because Terramow is AI, so it's not going to run over somebody during its normal operation. It has its vision system, and the stop button on the mower will always override the app, no matter what. So I'm not too worried about that. I actually like this. I think this is a good idea, and it allows it to be shared more easily between family members. You can see that they are exactly the same. So I just wanted to throw this in here at the end. You can see its first auto mowing that I started on Saturday and it finished on Sunday. It took it 5 hours to do it. Then a few days later, I mowed again, and it only took 4 hours and 40 minutes, so it was 20 minutes quicker the second time. Over the next few cuttings, as the robot gets used to its area and I hone in the map just a little bit with no-go zones and grass cutting zones, I'm sure it'll get a little bit better. So it's the next day. I just thought I would come by and show you the finished product here for the end of the video. Looks like it got it all pretty well. It's hard to see what it did and didn't get under here since the grass is so patchy. It's been really dry and a lot of it's not growing well under here. Here's the one patch of nice grass in the backyard. You can see it looks pretty good. Here's where I had to add a tiny little virtual fence because it was getting stuck here. So that's why there's one little patch of grass. But it looks like it did a pretty good job on everything else. I think we're gonna plant some ryegrass here just for the fall to fix this hole here. And then next spring, we're going to try to plant some grass that's going to stay alive. Every year we plant grass here and it just doesn't grow. We did just plant some little grass here. You can see the fuzzies coming up. So hopefully this will fill in here. Luba has finished up the front yard. The angles don't quite line up between the two zones. You can see this one's going at this angle, and when it gets out there it's kind of that angle. But they're mostly lined up. I could have probably done better to get them more perfect. So that's going to bring us to an end of this episode. I thought I would come out here and just throw this in here at the end for you so you could see the final product. We're going to have to push this thing a little harder, so what I'm going to probably be doing is I'm going to add a little bit more, maybe another 40 feet onto the back of this thing. So in a future episode, we will modify this area and stretch it out a little further because this thing's capable of 1,000 square meters. We're going to give it 1,000 square meters. So keep watching the channel and I will see y'all in the next one. I'm sending old Dirty Luba here out to the front yard. My dad drove around and put a couple lines in, so I got Luba gonna cut pretty low. Hopefully it can straighten up my dad's mess. It's gonna do a diagonal cut across the whole yard. Hop to it, Luba. Maybe someday there'll be a Terramow big enough to cover the 10,000 square meters that the Luba can cover. But for now, we just have a little baby 1,000 Terramow. Editor Crazypostman here. There is a larger Terramow model coming next year. I have not heard of any exact size, but I am rooting for the larger Terramow. I am here for it. Can't wait to see it. Poor front yard Luba has a ways to go. Backyard Terra's doing pretty good. Keeps wanting to get stuck on this lip here. Looks like he's got himself stuck over the edge of this. Oh, it got out. About the time I got over here, it got out. You're not going to make that mistake again, are you? You're going to stay on this side of the black line, aren't you? See, it learned its lesson. I guess it didn't learn its lesson. It fell in again. It's got that caster wheel on the other side of that barrier, and it can't get it back up. Okay, there you go. Now go forward. Go forward. Oh, it fell back in the other way. Go forward. Go forward. There you go. Now, quit falling in there. So thanks for watching this episode, and I have more Terramow videos to come, so make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're interested. See y'all in the next one. I think we're having a concert this weekend at my house if you want to come over. Between Duck licking his balls and the bumping next door, it's going to be a party. The whole house is shaking. It's kind of hard to record for YouTube when there's a freaking concert in my front yard. Well, I guess that's going to have to bring us to an end of my trying to edit this video. Thanks for watching.